Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at this Work Pro. It is a 3-piece plier set. So it's going to come with all this stuff you see here. I've already removed them from the box. The reason I keep these is because you can put these back inside of there and they keep the lubrication inside. And then they come inside of this. I can put them back in the box. So basically you get also a pamphlet that will show other tools that they sell. But basically we're going to focus on the 3-piece plier set. You get a set of adjustable, or a lot of people call them channel locks, but channel lock is actually a brand. The adjustable pliers, adjustable teeth are very sharp on here. These are for someplace you might have something, a rounded off bolt, something like that, that you cannot get a socket on, or that you can't get to, or if it's too narrow to get one in and you can't get a wrench on it, you can put these on there. These will get a good grip, and you notice that they are adjustable when you adjust these in and out, very based on the size, and they will get a very good grip. You lock down, you use your muscles, and then you break loose whatever you got to do. If you got one that's smaller size, you also have, it comes with the pliers. Pliers, you'll notice, has two different holes on it. There's a bigger hole down on the bottom, small hole on the top. That's for gripping. If you want to grab something small, you're going to use a small one. Bigger, you're going to use the bigger one. It has one adjustment, just like they usually do. If it's something that's too big for these, or if you're out like this, you're not going to get a good grip. You're just going to want to put these down, grab these, and adjust to the bigger size that you need it. So the last piece will be your needle nose. When you look at the needle nose, they are for spaces that I don't use them that often. I really like to use them for cotter pins or something that's a small area that you can't really get these in. Because if you look at them, when you compare the three side by side at their lock point, the needle nose is quite a bit longer and it's a lot more narrow. So you're going to be able to reach into places that you cannot get with your pliers or your adjustable pliers, channel locks, whatever you want to call them, that you can get with these. And you also notice that these have a spot here. If you put a wire down inside of this, you can cut that wire just like that with a quick cut. And these will also have something similar. If you look here, that hole, when you put something in here, there's a sharp blade there. You can use that for a cutting action. So we're going to show you a couple uses of these and how I would go about using them. You can use them however you want. Basically, the way I mostly use my needle nose, because I don't use them that often, if I was to be grabbing something like this, I would use my needle nose, because this is a spring. So basically, I want to be able to get a hold of my needle nose. I would just take this and I would twist that up. I'm not really going to take it apart. I'm just going to show you the way to use it. Make sure you check the bottom, because I thought this was rounded up. It's underneath. So basically what I would do on this one is lift it up like this and then just pull it out. This is really good for those, because if you try it with these, you can get a grip on them, but you're probably going to bend this piece here. So the needle nose, in my opinion, is better for this application. I would just twist it up and then it just pulls out, because this is just in and under. This one will work, yes, but it will probably bend your spring. This one is the better fit. Now, if this was tight, so tight that I couldn't get a grip on it, to put my oil in here. If this is so tight that I couldn't get a hold of it and I couldn't pull it off, if I need extra grip, extra strength, I would go with my channel locks or adjustable pliers. I would adjust it to the size I need. It grips right in there. You're going to notice the teeth would grip, and then I would just twist it. That's how I would use these. Or if I needed something like this, you can't get this on here. You need to remove the muffler. You can't got anything to fit in there. You can adjust this to the larger size. Get a grip. Twist it. Anything that you can get this on that you wouldn't normally get. Here's another one. If you look right here, there's my drain plug. If this was rounded off, it's not, but if it was rounded off, my first choice would try to be my pliers. So I would take my pliers, I would put them here. Then if you look really well, you would just pull this. I would give it a twist. Now this is not rounded off, so I don't really need to do that. I could use a socket, but this would be great for that. Or if you don't have a socket that fits, if you lock this on there, that's on there tight. You just untwist it, it would take it right off. Or you could just go with the channel locks or adjustable pliers. Same process, lock it into place. The main thing is you use these sharp teeth right here and these sharp teeth right here to get a good, what we would call a good bite and or grip. Once you get a good bite or grip, this should not round off. It'll stop it from moving, and you can use these if you don't have the socket or if you don't have pliers. You could use that if you don't have an adjustable wrench or if you don't have a socket. or you don't have vice grips. So you could use these. These are handy in a lot of different ways. A lot of places you can't get a grip. This is really good for gripping. So guys, we are back for our final wrap up and review of this 3-piece Work Pro plier set. So it comes with your needle nose, which is good for narrow spots that you need a good grip or to cut wire. We have your pliers, which has two different spots for gripping, has one adjustment on it. And you'll notice that they have really good teeth. That's the main thing I want to bring up on these. These have really good teeth because look at your adjustable pliers or channel locks, depending on what people call them. They have really good teeth, and the main thing about these tools is what they're for is for a good grip. Something that you need to get a good grip. You can't get a wrench on, you can't get a crescent wrench on, you can't get, or you don't have vice grips. These are really good. The bad thing about vice grips is sometimes things will strip inside and they will roll on you. You won't have that with a channel lock as long as you have a good grip, and these have really good teeth on them. I definitely like this 3-piece set. I'm going to add that to my collection, and I will definitely be using these. We're going to put the link for these in the description. Like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. And remember, if you want a good, economically good tool, you want the Work Pro, click on the link and get you some.